everybody. How's it going? Hope everybody's doing good. I don't know if things are working properly. It's not showing up over here, but I see comments and aha. All right, so there's a big delay. It just started. So we're way behind. Holy cow. All right. Well, let's see. We got Pete Pingle hanging, Ed B. Metal, my wife Wendy over on Twitch. What's Cooking Wendy? What's Cooking Wendy on YouTube? And we're just hanging out here basically to talk guitar for the entire month of April. Sounds like you got your audio fixed. Yes. Thank goodness. Last night was very frustrating. It wasn't the Axe Effects. It was actually, I believe, the computer. Cool. Sounds good on Facebook, Wendy says. There she is. Kadir, welcome. And welcome to you. Thanks for being here. Yeah, so last night's audio was a disaster area. And basically what wound up happening is I worked on it for quite a while after the broadcast. And I said, I always tell everybody, when you have a problem that's persistent and strange, shut down and come back in 10 minutes and turn everything on again. So after probably another hour after the broadcast, I finally took my own advice and shut everything down and chilled for 10 minutes and then came back in. And like magic, it all worked. Unbelievable, right? Yeah. Ed B. Metal, you're on Twitch too. Ed is everywhere. So is my wife. She's everywhere. All the platforms, keeping things under control. Ah, yes. Hey, Jamie, what's up? Happy birthday, bro. I wanted to ask you how you get that sustain. That sound you solo over. The sustained stuff is actually the magic of the fractal. So if you're talking about this and not just me noodling like I was before, because that was just a regular old preset and me just timing it. But this, I believe, is what you're talking about. So let's go over to here and throw on one of the pads. That's what it is. So basically what I have is, I don't know if you can, well, you know what? We'll do it over here. Let's go to number 6, I believe we are in. Yeah. All right. So this is a crazy setup. So there's, first of all, 2 inputs, which you could see over here. 2 inputs, a volume pan, a wah-wah, drive. Then we have the amp, the cabinet, pre-EQ, some delays and reverbs, and an output. And then over here we have another input for the piezo side of my guitar on the Parker. And then this is where the magic is, Jamie, right here, these synth blocks. And then the power of using scenes. So in scenes, I can actually have different chords. Okay? And I basically use this to practice and to jam. So when I turn on my volume pedal down here on the floor, I can sit here and just work on stuff. So this one's E minor. And I'll just come over to an E minor. And then when I get bored of E minor, I'll switch to a new scene. I'll just drop it down so you can see the different chords. But I'll go to say E major. And now that has a different sound. make it more interesting and go to like major 7. Minus the bad notes. Alright. And all of that's controlled via the foot controller. So if you watch the scenes change, you'll see in the synth block. Well, actually you can't, but you can see the name change. So this is E diminished. And then you can control the volume if it's a little too loud. You don't want it to be louder than your guitar. So we'll go. So that's how I get that crazy infinite sustain to practice over. And then as far as the sustain that you hear when I'm playing, that's all the Axe effects as well. I haven't used my guitars with the Sustainiac in a while. So anything you're hearing tonight is just the guitar and the room, the natural feedback. Yeah. So yes, exactly. So it synth lock. Yeah, so basically what happens is the programming allows for infinite sustain of the synth. So let's see. I actually didn't program these. A good friend of mine from Maurice, France, I believe. He programmed these. His name is Theobald. He has a cool Facebook page and a YouTube channel. Sometimes he pops in on my lives, and so maybe if he shows up tonight, we'll talk to him about it. But he sells them for really inexpensive. I think this one came with something called the Synth Pack, and it was like, I don't even know, 20, 30 presets of all different tunings and chord pads. He has ones that are automatic, so the chord changes without you having to step on the pedal. Really cool stuff. And Theobald's just one of those guys who just really knows his stuff around the programming of all the intricate things. Yeah. So, oh, cool. So the chat is working, but it's always something. So the chat in Ecamm, which was what I was having trouble with last night, or I thought I was, but it turned out to be just one of those things with the Mac. That's never actually happened before. But yeah, the audio was really disappointing last night. But I think we're past that now. Yeah. Cousin Mike can't stay, but wanted to come on and say happy birthday, cuz. Thank you. Thank you. As every day, they're random times, and we stay on for random lengths. So I don't know, if things start cooking and people start asking crazy questions, I'll stay on. My cap is usually 2 hours. So we'll see. It's been fun. I'm glad I decided to do this. It's actually something I really wanted to do for a long time. I have, the Facebook memories that show up like we all get if you're on Facebook. And I was I don't know, it was the other day, one came up and it said, and it was like 2013, and I said, oh, I'm going to go live every day in April. Or I'm going to post something because I wasn't going live back then. But I said, I'm going to post something every day in April on my YouTube channel. Yeah, and that never happened. So I'm glad I finally got to get this going. Of course, I have to thank my wife for really encouraging me to do it. and also again my good friend Larry Mitchell for really encouraging me to do it. Both of them have been my live stream coaches and pushers. They're like, you got to do this. So here I am doing it, and it seems to be pretty cool. Wendy, here she is. Should have listened to me months ago. Yes, I know. I should have listened to you months ago on a lot of things, but you know, I have my hang-ups and my issues, so mostly made up hang-ups and issues, but what can you do? Anyhow, I'm going to have a sip of coffee because it's that time of day for a little coffee again. Cheers, everybody. Let's see who else is hanging out. I've been yapping and I see some other people joining, so let's see. Let me go back. A question from Kadir. Where are you from? I am from New Jersey. Yeah. Where are you from? Actually, everybody, where are you from? Throw it in the chat. It's really cool to see. I have people from all over the place. I have a guy who shows up when I go a little earlier or a lot later. He's in India, so the timing is just really like weird when you go on like around now. So I don't know if he'll come on, but he's definitely into Fractal and always has a lot of questions. John Ramsey, hello. Hey, Vince Janelle, what's cooking, Wendy, and everyone. Happiest birthday, Vince. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Awesome. And also, it shows that there's a flux between like 20, 21, 22. It drops down, it comes up, 19. If you're here and you haven't been chatting, say hi, please. Don't feel like you can't say anything and you shouldn't ask questions. If you got a guitar question, Kirk, hello. He's from Ohio. Awesome. Yeah, let us know where you're at. And also, if you have any questions regarding guitar or gear, also throw that in the chat. Please use a capital Q and a colon so it catches my attention, because you guys get very chatty and it's hard to see what's a question and what's just, either somebody asking somebody else a question because you have a conversation going on. So the ones directed to me, just put a nice big capital Q and ask away. Hey, Sherry, thank you so much. It was a relaxing day. I can assure you that. It was just a chilled day, and that was cool. Didn't do too much, which is good. Occasionally, I'm not really too fond of sitting around and not doing anything, but today was definitely. I didn't do anything on the website really. I didn't do much playing. I just kind of hung out. Wendy and we went outside for a bit, and yeah. So there you have it. That was my day. Not like the old days when I would have a gig at some restaurant and have like 50 people come to play and another 50 people come to watch, and the place was mobbed, and the waiters and waitresses would be super happy and also super annoyed. Why didn't you tell us you'd have a crowd like this? I don't know. You're a restaurant. Figured you could handle it. I don't know. Jesse is from Colorado. Awesome. Hi, Michelle Freeman. I just stumbled upon your live. I'm in Melbourne, Australia. Oh, cool. I have a good amount of people from Australia. Friend of mine, Doug DeJong. Who else is from Australia? I just go blank now. But yes, Doug, there's a couple of other people that show up from Australia, and that's very cool. Let's see. Back up a bit here. So, you may be like, wow, what's he backing up about? There's only like 5 questions or 5 comments where you're viewing, but I have a software that brings all the comments together. So I have a row of stuff to go through in one spot. And hopefully I get everything, because last night, not only did the audio drop out, but the chat stopped working too. Ugh. Yes, Mr. Formiati is from Australia. Yeah, he might be showing up soon. He usually catches most of my shows. So the whole idea of this is that we have April and it's Guitar Month. It's not just Guitar Month, it's International Guitar Month, which is totally awesome. Um, and it was started by the Guitar and Accessories Marketing Association, abbreviated GAMMA. I always like to say, like, the Hulk, gamma radiation. And basically, I just want to get on here and get people excited about guitar, and talk about my guitars or gear or your guitars and gear. It doesn't matter. If you have a question, totally hit me up. And look, we have a question. Jesse. Jesse rocks, by the way. Jesse's a great guitar player. You should go check him out. I believe he has at least one, maybe two albums. And I think, if I'm correct, and I'm sorry if this isn't you, I'm pretty sure it is. I think he just released a book, some sort of book. So go check out his page. He's got some cool stuff. I'm curious on how the middle pickup sounds. Do you use it for anything in particular by itself? I love this middle pickup on these, and I set it up like, let me get back to my presets and get out of here because this has the crazy synth stuff. This middle pickup is great. It's, I have it set up, which is what I was getting into, like Steve Vai's guitars, not because I'm crazy fanboy Steve Vai, which I really am not really. I never like went crazy learning his stuff, but I do appreciate the way he uses gear, and his total technique is awesome. But you see how this pickup is lower than these guys? Let's get the switch out of the way. So this is up high, this is down low, and this is up high. According to Vai's tech, Thomas Nordig, he says that this pickup is lowered purposefully because Steve likes it to be mellower, and he always knows that when he goes to that middle pickup, it will cut volume by a significant amount, which will clean up the sound if you're on a dirty pickup, a dirty setting. So let's just give it the clean sound first. So here's just the pickup by itself. And it's got a very Strat sound. So this guitar covers like the super Strat thing like you wouldn't believe, which for your not so, geeky guitar players, that's a Strat and a Les Paul combination with all the fancy, tremolo and locking, tuning. So this is the middle. On clean. Now if you bust it over, one in either direction, so I'm going to go down and we're going to have just this coil, this part. Let me zoom in. Just going to have this section right here, okay, because there's two of these for some of you non-guitarists under here, wrapped together, and that's called a humbucker. And basically they designed that because in a Strat, when you switch the pickup over, it bucks hum, it gets rid of it when you use two of these single coils on a Strat. So basically what we have here is this little bit of this pickup, this half, okay, and this one right now. So that is a little more beef than this. And this is more twangy. And this is a little more gritty and fuller. Now, the cool thing that I was talking about before is Vai likes it set that way because now I'm in that middle position. And it does make a little noise, especially when you're right in front of the computer. Try and... we won't even bother with the noise. It's just going to happen. But check it out. So this is the middle pickup with some gain on it. Now, if I put that down toward the floor, that's the bridge here, and it gets a lot more distorted. All right, so that's basically the lowdown with that pickup. So after I saw Thomas do a setup on Line Live, he did a setup of one of Vi's guitars and he lowered the pickup. I was like, oh, that's cool because I did that too for another reason. Basically, I'm used to a Les Paul and I always hit the pickup. So I lowered it to get it out of the way, not because it got cleaner. That was my thing. And then after he said that, I was like, oh, I never really paid attention to like, not that I didn't know it happened. I of course knew it happened and I knew that's why, but I didn't know that's why he did it. I thought maybe he just wanted it out of the way too, but he did it because he purposefully wants a cleaner sound when he goes to that middle and he knows he'll get it because the pickup's lower. So there you have it. All right, so now I think I saw a couple of cues go by. So let's see. Jesse says thanks. Cool. And we have Straight Out of Serotonin over on Twitch. Hey, hey. Or hey. It's happy birthday. Thank you. And since we're on Twitch, if you have a Twitch account, please go over there and log in. I'm trying to boost up my presence over there. And it's free. If you really want to help out, you can sign up for free and follow me over there and comment. Gotta comment. I need X amount of comments to become an affiliate or partner is what they call it, and then I'll be able to make some money. Regardless, it doesn't involve you paying for a monthly membership or donating to PayPal. Just if you log in over there, I'll make money. So that would really help me out. So please, if you have, I got it. You want to give me something for my birthday? Go make a Twitch account and go say happy birthday. Everybody. There you go. Please do that. That would be awesome. That's all I want for my birthday is everybody who watches this to just go follow me on Twitch and sign up and make an account. Easy peasy. It's free for everybody. And that would really be awesome because I'm very close to becoming a partner. All right. So let's get to some of these. Coffee. All right. No one Z3. Not sure what that is. That's okay. Thank you. It sounds good. Yeah, it's definitely a pretty cool Ibanez tone. You too. Hello. I guess Eric was here. And I guess he's gone. Is he here? Is he still here? Eric? Ibanez tone? I hope this isn't glitching out on me again. I don't see his comment anywhere. All right. Anyhow. Let's move over to here. Here's my question. Will we see / hear the Music Man tonight? You know what? We will. I'm going to get that right after I do one other thing. And also, Mrs. Wendy got second Pia. Can we see that? Yes, sure. They're next to each other. The Music Man and the Pia. How convenient. So I'll go grab those. But before I grab those, I want to tell you guys about this guitar. I got this guitar in I don't know what year. Hold on one second. Let's see here. All right, question on Twitch. I'll get to that too. All right, so now check this out. So before we get too crazy with all the questions, I want to do what I had planned, and then we'll get to the other stuff. So we're going to check out the other Ibanez Pia, and we're going to check out this. So this is a Cort lawsuit guitar from 1970-ish something. I don't know. Probably 78, 76. I think it was 76. My parents got this for me. One of my relatives had a music store, which was really close to where I'm living now. So every time I come home on 280, I pass this one exit that it's like a weird dream. I just remember this with my dad because we drove forever to get to this place because we lived way further north, and we drove up here. And I just remember coming down the hill and getting off, and we went into this like industrial park, and he had this warehouse full of guitars, and he said, pick something. And since he was a relative, he gave it to us for a really great deal. And this is it. This is the guitar from the 70s that my parents got me on my birthday. For some reason, it has a massive hum. So let's see about fixing that. If I can get some of the gain off of the amp. 745. All right, so let's bring that down to about here. So I actually was really into like Eddie Van Halen and a couple of other guitar players, but Randy Rhoads was like my big hero, and Randy had a Les Paul. And this was the only Les Paul that he had in his place that wasn't a real Les Paul, which we couldn't afford, and that had what they call a set neck. That means there's no screws or bolt on, that it's one piece glued into the body here. So this guitar was not only like from the 70s, but they got sued over it because the headstock was too close to the Les Paul, okay? And with this little dimple. So there was a huge lawsuit, and they had to change their headstock. But a lot of the features on this guitar I didn't realize at the time because I was like just a kid and I had no clue. But it has a brass nut for better sustain, and the set neck, you know, that I knew about. It's pretty heavy like a Les Paul, and right next to a regular old Les Paul, it's really hard to tell. So, I had this student in the 80s, and he came every week, and after I got a couple of more guitars that I had and I would always play, he would say, if you ever decide to sell that guitar, I want it. I want to buy that guitar. So, I had him for probably at least 4 years. Every week. You gonna sell me that guitar? You gonna sell me that guitar? So I think one day his mom called and said like his birthday was coming up and if I had any guitars that I could recommend. And I sold her this guitar for him. And he flipped out. So it was really cool. And he had the guitar for a long time. And then I got in touch with him probably close to 10 years ago. And I said, hey, man, are you still using my guitar? And he's like, I don't even play really much anymore. And that guitar is probably under the bed in my old house, my mom's house. You know, I don't live there. I'm married with kids. It's probably still there. So he said, I'll get it and I'll give it to you. Because I was going to buy it back from him. I told him I'd buy it back for whatever she paid for it or a little more and whatever. And he said, no, I wrecked it. He's like, there's stickers all over the body and the middle fret on the 12th fret fell out, the inlay. So I have a friend who was doing the whole luthier thing, and he brought this. I mean, look at the shine on this thing. The stickers, that was probably the best thing he could have done for it because we got the glue off and the paint was like perfect. He put stickers on the back so there's no belt rash. So this thing's like almost brand new, and it's probably a 1976 Cort Les Paul copy. And so that's what I plan to talk about today since it's my birthday and I got this guitar on my birthday and it was with me for so long and it plays great. You know, it's just a little noisy because like I said, I think one of the grounds have unsoldered or something, so I have to get in there and check it out. But I just lowered the gain on the amp, and this is it. All right, so that's my story for the evening. Oh, and then he put, real quick, I'll show you what he did. Oops, it's not working. Come on, don't mess with me. There we go. My luthier friend. Where is it? This guy. Ken. Oh, you can't see it. Can you see it here? Which way do I have to go? There we go. He put my initials on the 12th fret, which you can't see. Oh, well. Let's try getting it. There it is. There. So he made this fret inlay out of steel. Put my initials in there. Pretty cool. All right, so let's get the Petrucci. That was the question. And then I saw an Ibanez tone. Where did he go? Let's get the other screen back. Maybe. Come on. There we go. Other screen is back. Okay. Where did he go? There he is. All right. Did NAMM get moved this year to coincide with International Guitar Month? No, I don't think so. I think they just moved it because there was a lot of COVID cases, believe it or not, and some other logistics in January. Because when you plan this show, you need a year. So I think what wound up happening was they didn't really decide that it was going to happen until like last April or May. So they need a year to get everybody on board and to even see if they can pull it off, if enough vendors come back, because, you know, the last 2 years with all the, you know, restrictions and COVID, I know there definitely wasn't one in 2021. I can't remember if there was one in 2022. If there was, it was very limited. I think it might have just been in Austin or in Nashville. I don't remember. So I kind of stopped following because I just knew I wasn't going yet anyway. But yeah, it got moved to April, and they should leave it there, and they should make it for Guitar Month. But I don't know. I don't even think half of these people really even remember the whole Gamma tribute to guitar for April. So, pretty sad. All right, let's see. No is the answer, but I'll take it from. All right, let's see. There was another question, I think. All right, well, I'll find that in a second. All right, so yeah, if anybody's hanging over on Twitch, definitely chat it up over there. And if anybody has the urge to help me, and you have a different account, like a Facebook account or a YouTube channel, go make a Twitch channel. And then find me and subscribe. Well, don't subscribe, just follow. You don't have to subscribe. Not yet. All right, so let me get the... Is that foreshadowing? It ain't green. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Okay. Well, let me grab the Petrucci model, because that was the first request. I will be right back. Okay, I'm here. So this thing is really awesome. It is super comfortable. It's a very rounded, contoured, sculpted body all around down here, and it's very thin. It's a thin guitar. I don't know if you could see that with my black shirt, but it's a super thin guitar. It has a lot of cool features, and I should definitely check the tuning, because I haven't played this guy in a while. Oh, I say a while. It's only been a couple of days for this guy, I think. I like to use it when I teach because it's light, and again, the body's tiny and it gets out of the way, so I'm able to write, you know, and I'm not kind of lifting my arm over the body of the guitar, so it might not look too much smaller, but it is. When you're holding it, you feel it. Yeah, it held tune pretty good. It's just this 6th string. Come on. And the 2nd string. And now that we tweaked one thing, everything starts to go a little flat. So we gotta go through them all again. I don't know if anybody knows that, but when you have a floating tremolo bar, when you tune the strings, as you tune stuff higher, the bar pulls up just a little bit. Right over here. It just pulls up a little bit, and then it makes the tuning, the strings you just tuned, a little flat. Which is totally annoying. But there's no other way around it. You just can't get away with that. And what I mean by floating for the non-guitar players is you can pull backward and you can push downward. Yeah. Alright. Oops. And that's the other thing with this guitar. I just tuned the 3rd string out of tune because I'm used to 6 in a row. So I should have been on the 1st string. So the G string is totally sharp now. Oops. Rewind. There we go. Alright. Cool. Oh yeah, I gotta set my amp back to, what did I say it was? 745? 7.45, I think it was. 7.45. Let's see if I have the regular bite that I always have. Yeah, alright, cool. This guitar is full of tricks too, and I think they stole some Parker ideas. So, stainless steel frets are #1 Parker idea. The next thing is almost everybody in the business now has locking tuners, so that's a big deal on all guitars. One of the big things that I love about Parker, and they did it on here, is it's a stereo cable, so it has the piezo acoustic pickup, one of my favorite features. So now I can go from like the hard rock stuff right to the acoustic. So, pretty neat. Let's see here. Excuse me a second. Make sure. Oh, it's windy. Cool. All right, so let's see who else is here. I don't want to ignore anybody. Ah, okay. Let's go through here. Oh my, you guys have been chatty. Let's back up. Oh my god, I finally get rid of that Devil Spawn JP Majesty. Yeah, you did, huh? Man, I like it. I think the guitar is great. I know you were having trouble with it, but I don't know. I love it. sounds great acoustically. All right, so we'll go over some of the other features in a second here. So let's see. Oh, so cool you have it in still, and it's in awesome shape. Yeah, that guitar, yes. I do have to go and check the grounding and the shielding on it. I'm not sure when I had the new pickups put in, which are Seymour Duncan, if the guy just laid it in there or if he sprayed that shielding spray. So either way, I have to get that done because, man, that's it means a lot to me. My parents gave it to me, you know, and I spent hours on that guitar learning stuff. So it's really cool, and I have to thank my student Matt who gave it back to me. I was gonna pay for it, and he was like, "No, I don't use it," and I messed it up. So that was really cool of him to do that. Let's see. Yes, yeah, it does. It was very cool, and very warm sounding. It sounds pretty good. I mean, for a Cort, and what, a 76, you know. Love playing guitar, even though I suck. Everybody, Mark Fazio, everybody. So he was one of my former students, and I am so glad you're still playing, man. That's so awesome. I see some of your videos, and I don't think you suck. I think you're having a great time, and you sound great, and just keep having fun. That's really what it comes down to, There's so many levels of guitar, There's days I sit here and I go, man, I suck. And I'm not even kidding. Wendy will vouch for that. I'm like, I don't feel like playing. I don't sound good. Something this, I can't do this. And, I mean, again, last night we were talking about picking, and I openly will admit that is not one of my strengths is really fast, accurate picking, which you guys are probably sitting there maybe saying, oh, man, well, you pick really good. But to me, I don't pick good enough. That's my thing. I do a lot of legato, which I love. Legato sounds really cool, and it has a nice sound to it. And I'm going to use the neck pickup for this, so you can hear that change. I messed it up. Then I try and do like all of that picked, and it'll be totally different and a lot sloppier. And I'm not warmed up, so that was pretty sloppy too. And that's where the whole nitpicking of my own playing goes really off the deep end. All right. Anyhow, that Majesty and the tuners, love the trem on it though. Yeah, the thing about the trem is I like about the Majesty trem is it's a lot like the Parker trems, and I like to kind of leave my hand here, and I know a lot of people can't do that because if you just lightly touch this, it's going to sound like it's going out of tune because you're putting pressure and you're moving the bar. But I've trained myself because when I grew up, my second or third guitar was... I can't make it stop. That's hilarious. Alright, I don't know if I just killed all the audio or just that audio. I think I just killed that audio, so we're good. Alright. Up, it's still going. It's still going. Alright, there we go. So what was I saying? Yes, the Floyd Rose. So my Floyd Rose was on a Kramer Pacer Deluxe, and I still have that guitar, and that'll be for another night. But what I wound up doing was I started seeing guys pulling back, like Steve Vai and Brad Gillis from Night Ranger, and I noticed that the back of the guitar was cut out. So my grandfather had a wood shop, and when he passed away, I got all his tools. So I started to experiment with this Kramer, which I kind of messed it up a little bit in spots, but it's still super and it plays great. And I routed out this whole section for the Floyd Rose myself with a router on a drill press. And I'm able to pull back on the Floyd Rose. But then I started to realize that if you don't lightly touch this and you start pushing on it, you go out of tune. So that's why I have a very light touch with my right hand so I don't knock it out of tune. So I'm on the bridge, and that's part of my other muting technique that I do. So that's just something I'm used to, so I don't really press on the bar. And I think that's why I get along with this bar and a lot of other bars so well, because I'm not heavy-handed. But this thing flutters great, like a Ibanez. And it stays in tune really well, so I dig it. All right, so hopefully that answered some of your stuff there. It's an almost acoustic sound. Yeah, it does. It's better than bringing an acoustic to a gig, in my opinion. Especially if there's parts in songs that have acoustics. Again, I am a fan of convenience, and not a fan of bringing a lot of gear to gigs. I want to get in one trip, and I want to get out in one trip. I hate all of that packing and unpacking and lugging gear. So years and years ago, I learned fast that is not very, very convenient for yourself or other bands. Sip of coffee first. My band played a gig at the Bottom Line. I think it was the Bottom Line, or it was Kenny's Castaways. One of the two. We packed it. It was mobbed out into the street. It was insane. And I had my pedal board, all the wires, everything wire tied, everything was perfect. Jump on stage, my amp, which was a Hughes and Kettner rack preamp with, I think it was a power amp by Moss Valve. And I basically got up, did my thing, and then boom, done. Getting off stage, the guy next to me had a ton of gear. And I said, look, dude, just use my stuff. He's like, no, I gotta have my sound. And he was really arrogant and aggressive about it. And I said, well, just so you know, they're gonna cut your time. And he's like, they're not gonna cut our time. And 2 seconds later, the sound guy came over and he goes, you're bringing all that crap on stage? He goes, well, whatever time's left after you set up your stuff, that's all you guys get. So I said, I didn't take my stuff off yet if you want it. He's like, no. So I took my stuff off in 2 seconds, and he got up there and they played one song. And they were serious. They threw him off. Go, get out. We're on a schedule. So, yeah, I'm all about convenience. Let's see. Love. Yeah, Hughes and Kettner stuff is killer. I still have the Access preamp. They only made a certain amount of those, and that thing is right over there. And every now and then I get the urge to sell it, and then I plug it in before I do, and I put it back down, and I don't sell it. Yeah, man, they don't mess around in New York. I don't know if where you're from, but you play gigs in New York and they're on a time schedule. They're serious. Kind of can't argue with them, if you got 10 bands, there's only an hour or a half hour, whatever your spot's allowed for, and you're on and you're off. Thankfully, we were one of the bigger bands at the time, and I believe we had an hour every time we played there. Because we were the draw, apparently. It was with this singer named Abby Rivers, who is a killer vocalist. She still sings to this day. But yeah, we had a great band. It was so awesome back then. Let me back up and see who else is hanging. Brenda. Hello, Brenda. How's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Oh, geez, this is funny. I guess this was in response to, was it? Yeah, I guess it was in response to Mark. Embrace the suck. Oh, yes. Yeah, Wendy's like, oh my God, I'm not going to play in front of you. But it doesn't matter. It's music. You're at the point in your musical timeline that you're at, and I put in a lot of time. A lot of time. I still put in a lot of time. Let's see. Oh, hey, see, I missed people. Jeez. All right. Ruffalo09, happy birthday. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. And Surfer By. I tried the new Music Man Sabre and the Luke 3 out at GC. They're both incredible guitars. I always wanted to get a Luke 3. I had a student, Joe Kleins. He was cool, and he was like a property flipper. He would buy guitars and flip them. Like, he would always get something new. And he loved my Parker guitars. And I remember when he started looking for one, and I helped him buy one. And eventually, he sold me that guitar that I wound up helping him get, which is another story for another night, because I have that planned as one of the stories. Let's see, or one of the nights. Not a fan of Music Man. That's cool. I mean, everybody's got their own thing. Otherwise, there wouldn't be so many guitar companies. There'd still be Les Pauls and Strats, and that would be it. And that's what's awesome. Yes, Les Pauls and Strats are basically the mainstay guitar. Everybody loves them. I have them. Do I like to play out with them? No. They weigh a ton, and they do one thing. They don't do two things. That's why Eddie ripped the pickups out of his Les Paul and put it in a Strat, because it didn't do what he wanted with the Les Paul. And he was kind of the start of that whole Frankenstein, hence the name of the guitar, and bridging the two worlds together. And then we got stuff like this and stuff like a Parker Fly and the Ibanez Gems and now the Pia and all the other Ibanez stuff that came through. Washburn is another great company. So it's just really wild to see how the guitar has morphed over the years. Let's see. I get along with every bar. I guess this was basically between you guys somewhere. Let's go back a bit. All right, so that was okay. And you tried the Music Man guitars. Okay, I got that one. It's the guitar player. You sound good on everything. Those 70s Les Paul copies get listed for ridiculous dollars. Yes, I know. I couldn't believe. I looked it up and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. This thing is worth something now. I had no idea. I didn't think it would be worth anything. I was like, it's an old Court, and it's quite the guitar. It plays really great. It sounds good. But anyhow, let's keep going. And I appreciate the compliment. And I think what happens is as you get on with playing and you understand what you can and can't do and how you feel about playing in general, no matter what you pick up, you sound like you, and that's it. It doesn't matter. It's really, it's not the guitar. Like you said, it's the guitar player. And that whole story about how Ted Nugent was on tour with Van Halen and Ted snuck up on stage and grabbed Eddie's guitar, and Ted says, I still sounded like shit. You know, that's just the way it is. He was expecting to get on that Edward guitar Frankenstein and have some magic happen, but Eddie sounds like Eddie on anything, and Ted sounds like Ted. That's the way it is. I sound like me. Let's see. There's a Chet Atkins story. Somebody says to him, that guitar sounds great. Chet puts it on a stand and says, how does it sound now? Yes. Yep. It's so true. Yeah, you know, it's like it doesn't sound like anything until somebody picks it up and does something with it, you know? So, yeah, great story. And Wendy already beat me to it. Great story. I should put that on my wall. Oh, my God. Let's see. Bro, check out the pick group Frank Gambale uses. So Django players hold. Oh, the pick grip. Okay. Yeah, Frank Gambale is another one. Oh, and then you corrected yourself in the next comment. Yes, Frank Gambale is a monster. Yeah, he's just ridiculous. There's no play in that guy. You know, like copying him. Yeah, and I know there's a couple of things that, you know, he does where, get this comment out of the way. Move it. Zip. He'll angle the pick a certain way, and it glides better. I just been so used to alternate picking my way for so long that's kind of, I'm stuck, and I'll sit and practice picking, and I always wind up just kind of getting frustrated and going, you know, you play the way you play, and that's it, and you're not going to be like a speed picker. And that's fine with me. But I do work on stuff still, daily. And I don't know if I'll get anywhere right now, but messed up the end, but doing like sextuplets there, you know, it's like, so six, a group of six. So that's just some of the things that I work on to get the quick speed. And then tremolo picking, of course, you know, the Dick Dale thing. That kind of stuff. Or, you know, I like a lot of like descending lines. Ascending lines I don't really get along well with, so I just avoid them. I do them when I can, but a lot of the ascending stuff is usually legato type things, and if I go backwards I'll pick a lot of stuff. So like yeah, so couple of features on this guitar. We'll go to that middle. So this is the bridge pickup, and then here's the middle pickup. It's got a bit of a stratty thing going, and then the neck pickup is a lot fatter. Oops, wrong one. But this guitar has a cool feature. If you push this button in the middle in, while it's set to both pickups, it does the Parker trick. And it takes this coil and this coil. So you get more of a Strat sound. And that's also what the Pia does, but that's hardwired, so when you move it. But this, you have to select it. So it's kind of a cool feature. And then the last cool thing with this is not only the acoustic piezo, but this boost. It has a boost. So when you push this guy in, sustains forever. So it's almost like a Sustainiac. It's a 25 dB boost, which is pretty cool. Mitch, what's up? Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. And same to everybody who's texted me or called me or posted on Facebook. It's been outrageous, the amount of birthday wishes. So I really appreciate everybody. I read every single one of them, except the stuff that came in the last 2 hours or so. All right, so let's see. I'm really behind here on stuff. After you put all the electronics in most every acoustic guitar, they wind up sounding not much different than that guitar sim anyway. Yeah, and although it's not truly a guitar sim, it's a piezo pickup. There is some stuff in here, of course. When you open the back of this guitar, it looks like an old Parker with like a PC board and a whole bunch of stuff, EQs, and yes, there's a sim in here, but it's this tiny little pickup zip that the string sits on. It's really hard to see with the glare, but they're gold. I don't know if you can see that. They're different, and they're like a little tiny block, like a brick, that the string lays on. And that's the piezo. And I killed it, apparently. Oh, because I switched it before. So this switch here is all the way to the floor, towards the floor is magnetic. Middle is magnetic and piezo, and up is just the piezo. Coming from the Les Paul school, I see a toggle switch here and I grab it and it always messes me up. So that's one thing I don't like about the Petrucci model, is this tricks me every time. But anyway, here's the acoustic. And it's a full sound. It sounds good. It's better than bringing an acoustic, in my opinion. So it's just more of a convenience thing, and with a whole bunch of EQ and stuff, you could really get it to sound a lot better probably than what I have. I've been lazy, and I just dialed it in and left it the way I had it, and that was the end of that. All right, moving right along. Let's see. Hey, Dale, another guy from down under. What's up? I have a lot of Australian folks that follow me. So cool. Thanks for being here. Good day. Hope you're still here. That comment came up a while ago. I'm trying to catch up. I love you, man. Check out that Gambale pick technique. Yes, I will. I don't think he even goes over it. Oh, you don't think he even ever goes over it? Oh, all right. I'm trying to give you a couple of... Yeah, I'm open to everything, I will definitely check it out. Here he is, my fractal friend. Hey, what's going on? You're in India, I believe, and it's very late there, I think. Or it's like 7 in the morning, I can't remember. It's either like middle of the night or early in the morning. But thank you for being here, man. Really appreciate it. Yeah, we're just hanging, talking guitar for the month of April every day. It's going to be something different. Hello, Pit 4 Music. What's going on? My style changes on a 335. Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, the guitar kind of dictates what's up and how you play. So, like, I'll play totally different when I play a Les Paul or a Strat or something that doesn't have a tremolo bar, or something that has a different tremolo bar than the Petrucci or the Ibanez, because those bars are the extreme push-pull. You can pull back until you break the strings, or they just sound like piercing cats. But on the Parker, you don't have that far of a range, but it's still quite a far range. But it reacts differently. Strats do not pull back that far. So that's a whole different animal. And then the tones are different. So you kind of just go with what sounds good, and you play that way for that particular guitar. It's almost like playing for the song. You know, that whole rule of like if you do a recording session, you know, and if it's a song that's like a Tom Petty tune, you know, you're not going to go in there and rip a Steve Vai solo because that wouldn't be doing the song justice. So you play something that's in the vein of a Tom Petty song, and you would probably bring a Les Paul to that gig and not a John Petrucci Music Man. Yeah. Let's see. What is this? Seems stupid, but that night you had this is something to bump out from that mood, is why I mentioned it. Is that part of? Oh, all right. So from what I was talking about before, okay. Uh, does that one? Yes. Yep. We talked about that. The boost. Yep. It certainly does. Lady Rodelaine, hello. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Hello. um, let's see. Just trying to get through these comments. You guys are chatty, and I'm way behind. Um, my cousin Ken, hello. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Um, let's see. Thank you, Lady Rodeline Straight. She's awesome, by the way. Go check out her page on YouTube. She has a killer voice. Go check her out. Some cool stuff. Um, let's see. Who else is hanging? Ed B. Metal from before. He has a great channel. Very heavy. Ed B. Metal. Because he is very, very metal. Um, yeah, sim, I guess, is a bad word, but it's more of a pickup. But it does simulate acoustic, so I can't really argue it that much. But it's not like when you say sim to most guitar players, they think it's some sort of fake box that converts the guitar, you know, electrically. So I try to distinguish the two when I talk about it, but I kind of have to. Otherwise, people put weird stuff in the comments like, dude, it's not a sim. What's wrong with you? And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, yes, I get it. It's a piezo, but it's not truly acoustic. And then you try and explain yourself, and it's too late. Anyway, but I get you. I get you, Ruffalo. Oh, Lori. Hello, Lori. Thank you so much, Lori. Lori has an awesome channel. I was a guest on her channel a few times. A guest host, I guess you could say. We hung out and talked music and ate snacks and sugary treats. But of course, she was in her place and I was in my place, so you know, it wasn't like we were hanging out having cake together. It was that's just something she does on her show. It's really fun. Which who knows by now? I think you're doing more of just less lives and more video posting, which is cool. The videos that you do are great, and the editing has been really fun to watch. Yeah. Let's see who else is hanging. Surfer Boy sounds heavy. Oh, come on. You're welcome. Yeah. All right. Who else is hanging? Oh, hey, Karen. One of my students' parents. Hello. Thank you so much for the birthday wish. Thank you, thank you. And look at that. That is my former student holding her two children in that picture. Amazing. Wow, I feel old now. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was her. All right, let's see. Who else is hanging out here? Okay, I'm going to do some playing. I'm going to pick a song because I got the audio working. And hopefully it's still working because last night it was working at the beginning of the show and then it decided to totally screw me. So let's see. Let's see. Are you working? Uh-oh. Nothing's working. Yeah, okay. That was just operator error and not turning up the volume. We have LEDs. That's what I want to show. I want LEDs. So, yeah, last night the LEDs were not happy. And I forget. Oh, yeah. I just saw Wendy's comment and I just remembered at the same time. I have to grab the new Pia. That was the other guitar requested to hear and check out. So we're going to do that. Dwight's in the house. Dwight has a blah blah blah. I can't speak. Dwight has a cool, fun channel. He does a lot of. He's got a lot of guitars and he's got originals up there and it's just he's fun. Go check him out and he's ripping some solos. This is cool. Like go check out Dwight, man. Dwight's fun. I love watching his stuff. Where are we here? Wendy. Ah! The comments are coming in. Oh, there we go. I caught it. Yes, I will play the new guitar. Ah. All right. Where did this go? Where did this go? Come on, come on, come on. Stop moving. There we go. What in God's green smurf is that thing on the right wall behind me? Well, my right, that thing right there. You just noticed that? That is the Vi Ultrazone guitar, which is going to have its own episode. I'm going to see if I can get the builder, Alistair Hay of Emerald Guitars, to appear on the show, which would be totally awesome. So I'm hoping the audio is still, matching up. I noticed on Twitch last night, and I guess maybe it was because I was having trouble, but, please let me know if I look like I'm in a bad old Godzilla movie right now over on Twitch, because then I'm going to have to figure out what to do about it. But hopefully everything's matching up, so when I'm speaking, my lips are moving and the sound is actually coming out at the same time, and when my hands are moving and playing notes... Hopefully that was all in sync. All right. I think straight out of Serotonin says, yeah, it is. All right, cool, good. I'm going to grab the Pia, the white Pia, and I'll be right back. So give me 1 second to switch up the guitars. All right, I'm back. That's hilarious. Oh, there it goes. Wait, come back. Come back. Where is it? Come back. It just moved up. Oh, why can't I figure out where it went? It was right there 2 seconds ago. Oh well, it was a funny comment. What's he got to say? Heading over to Larry's was awesome chatting, bro. Have a great rest of the stream and happy birthday. Thank you so much. Yeah, Larry Mitchell, he's probably streaming now. It's Tuesday, and I'm on at the same time as he is. Oh well. Oh, here it is, Surfer Boy. Your clothes match your guitars too. I gotta tell you something that's hilarious. So I try and match my clothes with my guitars sometimes, but you know, I have a lot of different color guitars, and my attire is usually very dark or just black, period, and that's my favorite clothing color. But I was telling Wendy, I said, you know what's hilarious is I'm trying to find a different shirt to wear at least every night, you know, along with, you know, pants, but definitely the shirt. So I've been trying to do a different shirt every night. And I'm like, if I'm going to go live for 30 days, I don't think I have enough shirts. But I certainly do have enough guitars to go on every day different, but not enough shirts. Oh my God, that's pathetic. You see where my priorities are. Guitars and not clothes or anything. Yep. So, all right. Let's see. Let's see. Yes. Wendy needs to have a cooking show, and she needs to have a little show about, you know, just some of the stuff that she's up to and what she does. We got to get that happening somehow. But it'll happen, just not right now. All right. So this is the white Pia. This thing is beautiful. Let's make sure it's in tune. Yeah, so far so good. Love it. Gotta love the Floyd Rose style tremolo. This pick is a little... Maybe I got some coffee on it. I don't know what happened there. A little slippery. What was that G string? There we go. So I hope everybody had a wonderful day. If you're in the New Jersey area, New York, New Jersey area, we had some spectacular weather today. And got to sit outside for a bit, which was nice, and not have it either be freezing or raining or both. So that was enjoyable. So in that respect, I couldn't ask for a better birthday. Definitely the weather made it more enjoyable than it already was. Yeah. All right, so again, once you start tweaking the strings, certain strings, what happens is as you tune the lower strings, the higher strings that you just tuned go a little flat. So we have to do this a couple of times to catch up. And what I usually do is I tune these guys a little sharp, and then I start over. And then they catch up to each other. All right. Getting closer. Cool. Yeah, and then I'll just play a couple songs since I didn't play last night, and I got the audio working. So maybe I'll actually do Black Magic Woman with guitar in it, because last night all you heard was the backing track, which was ridiculous. All right, Lori seems like she's getting on here for the evening. What's she got to say? I have to get back to editing. Wanted to say happy birthday. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. King in the North. So how many months would it take for you to run out of guitars at one a day? Happy birthday. Well, thank you for the birthday wish. And how many months would it take? A bunch. I haven't counted lately, but I mean, I've been playing since I was 6 years old. I have a lot of guitars. And as you can see, between the first few streams, I still have some of my first guitars that I've ever owned. So, you know, it would take a bit. That's for sure. Come on. I don't want to open the locking nut. Oh, you're being a pain. We're just going to go extra sharp. And then I'm going to have to go the whole other way. Yay, Vince tuning guitars. Anybody hear any good jokes? Put a joke in there. I got one. It's always lame, but I'm going to tell it. What do you call a computer that sings? Anybody? Adele. Oh, yes. All right. Now it's behaving good. Okay. Cool. Oh yeah, there he is. John Ramsey. Oh yes. What's cooking, Wendy? Another beautiful Pia to go with the pinky. Yes. All right. And Mitch. I don't get along with a Floyd Rose too well. With Floyd Roses too well. Yeah, you know, it's a whole thing. Like you have to really know how to set them up. Um, you got to be careful how you lean on them if you have a floating bridge like this. They're a pain to tune initially, but once you get them in tune, they're super reliable. You have to unlock this, and you know I didn't want to get into unlocking it, so I'm glad it decided to behave. All right, Surfer Boy, very funny. Yes. Oh yeah. All right. What does a computer catch when it drops a hook in the water? I don't know. Give it to us, Dwight. What does a computer catch when it drops a hook in the water? All right. So this is the bridge pickup on this guy, and then we just move it over one. We got a megabyte. Awesome. Yes. Oh, where did it go? There it is. Oh. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, it's set up the same way. I dropped that middle pickup down, nice and low and out of the way, and it has such a great thing here. Oh, hey, look at that, Jason. What's up, Jason? Drop tunes only. Yeah, not on this guitar. Oh my God, I'd have to retune it. It'd be here all night. Wise guy. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, so this thing is a beast. I love this guitar. It's great because you know you have a good guitar when you can do a bunch of stuff and then confidently go and hit a G chord at the end. Yeah. Just wanted to pop in because a little bird told me it was your birthday. Keep rocking, Vince. You're awesome. Take care. Thank you, Lady Rodaline. Straight. Thank you for being here. Thanks for the birthday wishes. Appreciate you stopping in. That's awesome. Yeah, I appreciate everybody stopping in. Definitely appreciate it. It's always fun having you guys and gals come by and ask questions and stuff. So let's see. Where is my iTunes? What kind of fun weirdness can happen tonight? Hopefully nothing. All right, hopefully this just works the way it should. Are you going to behave? Let's see, we got the audio. Let's see, do we have lights on the track that we need? Yeah, I guess last night was just a freak of nature. I mean, it never happened before last night, and now it's not happening, so great. So yeah, let's do It disappeared. Black Magic Woman. Do a little bit of that. Actually, maybe I'll do one of my tunes. Let's do one of my tunes. I'm gonna do this tune from a way long time ago called Funk Me Silly. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Alright, so let me get the footstool out of the way so I can properly jam without knocking things over. Yikes. I'm not a fan of sitting down and playing, but that's the, atmosphere we got going on here. It's not a concert. It's a hang. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Here we go. I'm going to shut off the audio for the microphone so you guys get the good audio. Check 1, 2. All right, I'm back. All right. What did Wendy say? Well, we have Lady wrote a line. Yep, she is off. And we have Wendy. Gotta love this original. I think Vince won a mention from some music site for it. Yes, actually, it won Best Funk Rock Track, and I also won Best Guitar Solo, and wound up playing at the Dallas Guitar Show because of that, and that was in 2004, I think. Yeah, and I won a guitar. Yep, I won a guitar. I don't think I have that guitar anymore. I don't even remember what it was, but I didn't like it. So I wound up, or I gave it away. I think I gave it away. I think I gave it to one of my students that needed a guitar. It was like a beginner's either Strat or an acoustic, and I just didn't like the guitar, so I wound up giving it away. Since I won it, pay it forward. Yes. Oh, thank you. Absolutely love that song. Title? Is this the one you wrote? Yes, that song is one of mine, and it's called Funk, as in the genre, Funk Me Silly. Yeah. It's just a goofy title and fun, because usually when you're standing, you just want to keep moving. So, and it puts a smile on your face. At least that's what people tell me. So, so the title appropriately fits. All right, let's kind of move along here. Hey, Jay Ravelli, happy rockin' birthday. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Definitely appreciate everybody who's been hanging. So this is Guitar Month, and I just keep talking about it because that's the whole reason why I'm going live every day. I don't get a commission or any kind of kickback for saying it. It's just something that I've been aware of for years, and I don't think anybody really has paid much attention to it, sadly, especially now when so many kids are not picking up instruments these days. The statistic shows that it's dropped. But oddly, which is totally weird, I don't understand. So on one hand, you get the argument of, yeah, they're not doing, as many instruments, and they're doing more games and online games. But this past 3 years since the pandemic has been the absolute best for guitar sales. So where are all the guitar players? That's what I want to know. Why aren't you playing more? They're on Instagram. That's where all the guitar players are. They're on Instagram. Let's see. But yeah, so that's why I'm going live. One of the reasons why. It's been really cool to get on every day. I haven't been on since October, so that's one thing. Kind of making up for some lost time. Yeah, and hanging out with everybody. All right, so let's see. I had a couple of things that I wanted to talk about that were pretty cool. So for Guitar Month, just basically, if you're already a guitar player, try and get out there and do something. Maybe if you have a YouTube channel or some kind of social media, put some videos of yourself playing. You could even tag me in them if you want. It'd be cool to see you playing. And it doesn't have to be anything spectacular. If you feel like, oh, I'm a beginner and I don't want to do it, and that's cool. It's all right. But yeah, it's a cool thing to get out and play in front of people. It's a very challenging thing, but one of the best things I have to say that has happened recently is one of my students just said that, you know, I'm not gonna toot my own horn and say like, oh, you know, I'm the best teacher ever, but what, and I don't mean but I am. I just mean but one of my students said that it's the best hour of the week, and I've gotten that many times from different students over the years. They look forward to the lesson. They miss it when I don't teach, if I went on vacation or whatever, and they're like, oh man, you know, couldn't wait for you to come back. And I totally appreciate it. I love it. You know, it's really great. It makes me want to continue doing what I'm doing, considering I've been doing this since 1986. But some of the cool things about guitar playing, and one of my students said it the other day, was after work, he comes home and he plays, and it's a form of meditation. And it gets him out of the head of the stressful day he had. And actually, I had another student who told me, you know, he's in the medical field. I have a few nurses that play guitar, and I have someone else who is in the medical field that was really like in it during COVID. And he recently told me that if it wasn't for me, he would have went out of his mind. I can't remember the exact quote, but he was just like, you know, it was just so crazy during that time, and having a lot of people die at his, you know, that, you know, he saw, and all of this stuff that he was going through. And he really loved that, you know, he'd come home and be able to play and hang out, and we'd talk and play, and it's a good meditation. It's a good way to get out of that negative energy that was going on in your day. And you know what? Everybody doesn't have that kind of a stressful job where you're seeing people pass away from, you know, being in a medical profession, like, you know, this guy I'm talking about in particular, and one of the nurses as well. He was in the ER. Jeez. He's still in ER. He sees all kinds of stuff every day. But, you know, he's another one who really just digs it. So anyway, digs lessons and playing guitar. That's the whole point, is really, they just really dig playing guitar. So get your guitar out and do some playing. Let's see. Okay. Wendy's telling me I'm missing questions. So let's see here. Okay, there you are. Love this guitar. What do you think about the RGJ Custom and Pia? You know, I don't know too much about the RGJ Custom. So you know what? Let's look it up. Maybe I do know it and just don't realize it. Where is my internet? Oh yes, I decided not to do it on this computer because I think that's what made my sound card crash. Yeah, so let's do it over here. Let's look it up. RGJ Custom, right? Ibanez RGJ Custom. Let's have a look. Oh, I've seen these. Man, that's sweet. It's in black. Oh, it's on Sweetwater site. They got like every color. That's cool. It's kind of like a Vi inspired guitar. It has the Branch of Life or something similar. It has the Edge Pro style tremolo, which is really cool. Locking system. And that's the key right there. The heel of the guitar. So when I say that, I mean this for some of you non-guitar players. This right here. This has to be out of the way. I have been spoiled with the Parker Fly guitars. There's no heel at all. Of course, I moved it because I have other guitars that I plan to play. But this right here starts in such a spot where it doesn't get in the way on this guitar. But a lot of guitars, including the original Green Gem over there, it starts about the 15th fret, which is over here, and it gets in the way, and it's really uncomfortable. So here, look at where the 15th fret is, right? So that's there. And look at where the heel starts on most other guitars. It starts all the way over here. That's just really not very ergonomic for your hand to get up top and play these higher notes. And of course, not everybody plays those higher notes, but when you do, or when you get to that point in your playing and understand that, hey, I can use those notes up there, it's a real hassle. So, yeah. What's the price on this thing? Let's see. Oh, is it discontinued or something? There's no price on it. All right, let's go to this one. It says new. So if it's new, there's got to be a price. Okay, so yikes. $3,000. It is nice looking though. Wow. Yep. That's a pricey axe, but it looks really sweet. So if that's something you're looking at, I definitely recommend it because it's got a lot of the features that the Pia has. And I mean, they're all about that price anyway. But if you don't want to have a Steve Vai exact kind of guitar, I talked about that in one of the shows. I wouldn't play out with the green one because it has so many crazy things. Pink pickups and yellow knobs and bright green fluorescent paint, and then pyramids in the fret markers. It just screams Steve Vai in 80s. So I never played a gig with that guitar. But this, however, I would play gigs with because I don't think it's so Vai. It's not loud and crazy like you expect from that guitar. Especially the black one. The black one, I said, and every time someone asks me about the black Pia, I think of it as a souped up black Les Paul Custom. It's just got that look with the black and the gold, with the gold hardware. So it makes me think of my Les Paul and it being a souped up Les Paul with all the bells and whistles and the ergonomics, and that's how I feel about this guitar too. The pink one that you've seen me play on my show prior to coming back here and starting up in April, the pink Pia, that's kind of Vai. Like, I don't know if I'd play a gig with that because it's too screaming Steve Vai. And I just don't like to be compared to other guitar players. If someone compares me to Steve Vai, I'll take it, and that's a huge compliment. But I don't want someone with the attitude of being kind of like, oh, he just thinks he's Steve Vai because he's got that guitar, and that's not where I come from at all. Honestly, I didn't really like Steve Vai until many years after playing, and even though I have his instruments, I still don't credit him as being a huge influence. He is an influence, especially on technique and breaking barriers and designing guitars and that kind of stuff. But Randy Rhoads and Eddie Van Halen were the two that really kicked my butt into high gear and made me practice, and that's where I come from. Like that school, that idea of playing. So yeah, let's see, what else did my buddy ask? I missed your answer on the Axe-Fx 3 and Helix. I don't remember the question, so if you're still on, ask it again. But if it was like a comparison to the two, then, I don't want to badmouth any companies because nowadays everything sounds really good. But, Wendy's yelling at me to check the text. Axe-Fx 3 or Helix. Oh, like what I like better? Axe-Fx 3 or Helix. Then yeah, I do like the Axe-Fx 3 better, if that's what you asked. If you asked like which one should you get, I would definitely say get the Axe-Fx 3. Or an FM9 if the Axe-Fx 3 is too expensive or you don't want to lug around two parts. The Axe-Fx 3 is that brilliantly glowing blue guy on the top of the amplifier, and then you need this pedal board on the floor. I'll show you that. Nope, that's the thumb cam. You need this. No, you don't need that either. There it is. So you need that pedal, this guy, that says Fractal FC12, which is, oh, I can't reach it. Oh well, but you get the idea. You need that pedal, and you need the glowing blue black box behind me. And some people don't want to take two pieces of gear to gigs, besides either a powered cabinet, which are the two cabinets on the floor, Tech 21, zip that guy, and you would need something that's called an FRFR, full range flat response. That's what you need for an Axe-Fx or a Helix or any modeler. You want something that's an FRFR to make it sound the best. Great show, buddy. Loud, I guess that's loud and clear here in NC. Cool. Thanks, Mel. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Glad you're digging it. Again, this is my fourth night streaming in a row so far. We're going to do 30 of these. So I'll be here every day at random times. It's not going to be every time, same time, every day. But I'll be here. I'll be streaming somewhere throughout the day. And it's just all about guitar. Just going to be talking guitar, talking about different things. Going to talk about picks. I think that's something that's overlooked. That'll be for another night. But you can see I have like these different picks right in front of me. Let's see if I can move them into the frame. There we are. And yeah, that ain't working. There you go. That one I'm on. It's one of my custom picks. Right there. But every pick has a different sound and a different feel. So, I'll get into that another night because we're creeping up on 2 hours and that's my limit. So, this will be another topic. And, yeah, so that's where we're at. It's just going to be a bunch of shows dedicated to guitar and everything about guitar. Picks, pedals, the whole bit. Which, hey, right on cue, Dwight says, I'm still using pedals and tube amps. I love that stuff. I have a whole bunch of pedals that I've had since I was a kid when I first started and stuff that I wound up accumulating over the years. And, they're on shelves and they're all kind of organized as to what they do, like chorus or delays and reverb pedal or distortions. But I should, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to prepare a night to show my old rig, what I used to bring. And it's just so much stuff to sound good, and I didn't mind bringing it because it sounded great and I loved it. I wanted to sound great. I didn't care, like if it was just for me. I felt like, you know what? If I'm going to play in front of people, I want to sound the way I want to sound, what I hear in my head. I want to hear that every time I play. I don't want to hear it sometimes when I play and have to mess with stuff and get it to work. So 90% of the time that I've been playing, I've kind of gravitated toward digital stuff, but with pedals as well. So I would have these rack mixers that would bring pedals in and out by stepping on buttons on the floor. And that's what the concept of the Axe-Fx is. Basically, they just took all the pedals, put them in a box, and then put a foot controller on the floor. And you could assign any any model of that pedal that's in the box to the foot controller. And once these things started sounding as good as they did, I started really gravitating towards that and eliminating a lot of the heavy gear. And again, it was all about getting in and out literally in one trip. That was always my rule. You could ask any of my bandmates for years. It was like if I had more stuff to bring in than in one trip, I just didn't want to do the gig. I didn't want to bring the stuff, or I just didn't want to do it. So I made sure my equipment was a one trip in kind of thing. Which, trust me, one trip in with a heavy cart that held a head, sometimes two cabinets, a pedal board, and two guitars. It's called the Rock and Roller Cart. I think the weight limit is 500 pounds. And I would load the cart up and wheel in. But that was my rule, and I still like to adhere to that. But now it's become a lot lighter and a lot less the stuff of stuff to bring in. So yeah. All right. Any other questions? Let's see. Yeah. All right. I went to an amp show here in Boston a few years ago. YouTuber Leon Todd out of Australia demoed the Fractal series. I was blown away. Yes. Surfer Boy. Yeah. Leon's great. Leon has a great channel. He is 210% into the Fractal gear, much like myself. And I remember that amp show. I almost went to that, believe it or not. I don't remember why I didn't go. I remember now. I was working. I had lessons the whole weekend, and I had two gigs, one on Friday and one on Saturday. And I couldn't cancel. It was with the cover band and stuff. So, yeah. But the Fractal stuff is pretty amazing. And it's super versatile. I can't say enough of good stuff about it. It's unfortunately not as... well, let me say that around the other way. Unfortunately, other companies are not as good as Fractal. What winds up happening is you think, and this was me, I was using Line 6 products and TC Electronic products and Digitech products, and I had them all. And I still had them up until about 2 or 3 years ago. And I was like, I keep hearing about this Fractal thing. And then Larry Mitchell had it, and he came and did a guitar clinic at one of the schools where I taught and teach, and he brought it, and I was like, wow, this thing does sound good. So probably about a year after that, I finally just said, you know what, I'm diving into the Fractal world. And I wound up just selling my TC Electronic, what is that thing called? The G System. That was my rig. Now there's a video online from TC Electronics. They run it over with a tank, I think 3 times, and it still worked. It was plugged in, and there was a guy playing, and the tank comes by and crushes it, and he's still playing, and he was able to hit a couple of the buttons up until the 3rd pass. Indestructible. But I was flying with that thing. I brought it on a plane a few times. The thing weighed a ton. I don't even know how I got on. I'm really surprised they actually let me on the plane with that thing. Anyway, so it just had to go finally. So I finally sold that stuff because I wasn't using it. And the Axe FX has replaced everything that I use. So let's see. There's a couple of other people. Hey, here he is. Metalhead Hippie. What's going on? There he is. Hello, hello, hello. All right. What did you ask? Oh, yes, you said Larry is awesome. Yeah, Larry's great. He and I go back a long time, many years. Great player. He's come to see me play. I think he was actually there that night when we packed the place, or one of the nights when we packed the place I was talking about with Abby Rivers at the, it was either the Bitter End or Kenny's Castaways. One of those places. I think it was Kenny's Castaways. And he almost couldn't get in, which was hilarious. Let's see here. What piece of equipment, etc., do you use to live stream with? Well, there's a few things, but if you're just talking about the guitar sound, you're hearing exactly what I hear. There's nothing mic'd. It's all direct, and it's all coming from the Axe FX 3. It goes into a digital mixer, which is on the other side of the room as well, because I don't like cables going across the floor. Everything is, super neat because I'm crazy that way. And the mixer is by Behringer. It's called the X32, and I can connect an extra 16 breakout box from the 32, which is right here at the desk, which is across the room, by a Cat 5 cable. So I have the drum set mic'd, bass amp direct, two guitar rigs, and this Axe-Fx 3. Because I used to have the band over here to rehearse and stuff, but right now we're not doing anything. So everything was always ready to go. The guys would just come over and plug in. They didn't even need to bring their own stuff. It was all pre-done. So that's what I use to stream, is the Axe-Fx 3, the X32. I'm using the Ecamm Live for getting everything out to you guys. And the other thing that is crucial is something called loopback audio. So loopback audio is like a mixer that can bring anything into the computer that is audio and hooked up via USB. So the X32 USB comes in, Axe-Fx 3 USB comes in, my microphone, and then it also can port any audio that you have on your computer selectively. So like I can bring in my iTunes, but if I was to play YouTube, it won't come through unless I turn it on. So that way I can monitor and make sure that this is working and all of that fun stuff. Yeah, hope that helped and answered your question. Let's see. Janela, if it's your birthday, happy birthday, bro. Rock on. Yes, it is my birthday. Thank you, metalhead hippie. Thank you. Got cables strung out everywhere. Yes, I mean that's the way, at one point I was too. You just can't help it, The stuff just, it becomes a snake den. You got a mic, or if a singer comes over, or if you're doing the singing and then you're running a mic over to the mixer, and then I gotta run my guitar, and then if you have an acoustic and you're not doing this digital thing with the Axe-Fx, you wind up having to have an acoustic plugged into another channel, and you got the cable for that, and yeah, it just becomes a real disaster area. Yep. I like streamlined, no cables, etc., less clutter. Yeah, that's how I am. Everything's, I'm kind of obnoxious that way. Everything has a place. Everything has to be in its place. When I was a kid, my grandfather schooled me on that real quick. I mention him a lot, and my dad too. They would work on stuff, and my grandfather was more inclined to do a lot of that kind of stuff around the house, like fixing cabinets and, all kinds of things like that. So we had a little workshop in the house and one in the garage. And one day when I was young, I worked on some stuff, probably around 10 years old, and I didn't put the screwdriver back in the correct spot. And he had them all in line according to size, not only height, but also the width. So by millimeters or centimeters, whatever it was back then. And I put it in the wrong spot. And I remember him calling me, and he goes, "Did you use my tools?" Calling me like from outside beds. There was no cell phones or anything like that. "Did you use my tools?" Yeah? Why? I can't use your tools anymore? No, you can use them all you want. Just put them back where you found them. Oh, man. I was like, oh, I didn't put it back where I found it? And I said, show me what I did wrong. I don't know. I have no idea. And he's like, look. And he explained everything had a size. And I was like, I get it. Okay. Because if he goes to grab something, he knows what size he needs to use. And then he could strip out a screw or whatever. So, yeah. So I learned the hard way. Old school. Yes. I trip over everything too. Yes, I know. I like a clean stage also. I sometimes sit in with bands back when, we were gigging, and I'd go and sit in with bands, and it was like a disaster on the stage. You twist your ankle on, like, if a cable's on the ground on stage and it's dark and you you could roll on it, like your foot will roll, and if you're not careful, you could literally fall off the stage. So that was another compliment I got when people would sit in with us. They'd be like, "Wow, the stage is so neat." I'm like, "Yeah, yep, it has to be neat because I don't need to kill myself up here." Hey Terry, hello Terry, another Californian, I believe, right? You're out in California. Um, yeah, so every day in April, I'll be going live sometime random. It's not going to be the same time every day for many reasons. Um, yes. Yeah, Wendy fell. Wendy fell. I did that once. Fell PFF the stage. Some Booker dude caught me. Oops. Now, a biker dude. I was like, Booker dude? Biker dude. Okay. That was the Halloween gig, right? Or was that another time you fell? Because Wendy fell at one of my gigs. And my God, it was a Halloween costume party. I don't even know. I don't think we started yet. And Wendy fell. No, no one caught you that night because she wound up falling and hitting her head, and she had a black and blue. I'm pretty sure it was that. Yes. And that wasn't my fault. That was someone put the monitor in a weird spot, and the wire, she tripped over it. That's what I mean. Like, you can't have stuff laying all over the place, you know? All right. So let's see. Yes, thank God for biker dudes. Yeah. Especially, ones that catch you. Or carry your equipment for you. I've had that. That's great when you have a whole bunch of stuff and you get some people to help you, which is cool. But you got to be careful. You got to know the people because I've heard horror stories about people saying, "Yeah, I let this guy help me and we never saw him again. He took my guitar or he took my amp or oh my God." So yeah, I never let random people take my stuff out. I always get help from people I know. Little tip for you. Yeah. So let's see. We're pushing. Oh yeah, 2 hours and 4 minutes. Woohoo! All right. Well, thank you for being here. There's still a good amount of people on. Again, if you can, please sign up over on Twitch. Get yourself a Twitch account. It's free. Follow me. You don't have to subscribe and become a subscriber. I don't have that, I don't think, set up. But that's a $5 a month charge. You don't need to do that. However, if you sign up and you come by there and when I'm live, say a few words. If you like the other platforms better, that's cool. But if you sign up on Twitch, that'll help me out because Twitch actually pays pretty good to their artists, and I'm trying to become an affiliate and a partner. So I'm close, which is really cool, and all the help I can get would be awesome. And it doesn't cost anybody anything except an account, and then you just come by there. From what I understand, the audio and the video on Twitch is the best out of all the platforms that I'm streaming to. So there you have it. 2 hours and 5 minutes and 37 seconds and counting, and I'm going to call it a day. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me and all the birthday wishes and all the questions. It's fun. I love talking about guitar, as you can tell. So yeah, anything you got, questions, you want to come back and ask something tomorrow or whatever, I'm here. I'm going to be here. So enjoy. Happy April. Happy International Guitar Month. Hey, speaking of happy, before we go, we got Gary Hubbs wishing me a happy birthday. Gary, hello to Wendy. Gary, I'm just finishing up. I've been going for 2 hours, so I'm gonna call it a night here. For anybody who's hanging in the background and not chatting, which I believe there's a lot of you. So, thanks for being here. I wish more people would chat it up when you're here. Don't be shy. The community is great. Everybody's friendly, and it's all good. So I'll catch you all tomorrow. Have a great night. See you soon.